It's a sobering thought to know what we got. 18 summers wild, can't slow down the clock. We gotta make these numbers, can't hold you a lot. Tell you I love you for every single one of them. Watch.
18 summers with you. I only got 18 summers with you. 365 days a year, but only 18 summers with you. Yeah. It's hard to say, but I know that it's true. I only got 18 summers.
Okay, are you ready to hear a crazy story? I've got one. There you go. How's that? You know, about 6 weeks ago, October 25th, I think it was, we posted a video online, and it was our 9 weeks out update. And we were a little nervous, you know, that we hadn't picked our RV yet, and we still had a lot of packing to do. And I wanted to take a moment and just bring you up to date into where we are now. So first things first, we're behind schedule. It is what it is. Still don't have an RV. Our house is not packed up. We haven't sorted through everything. Quite frankly, we're a mess. And I'm okay with it. I have to be. I have no choice. And what are you going to do? You don't worry about it for what? So let me just explain to you what's happened over the last 6 weeks, 5 weeks, and give you an update, and then we'll talk about what's coming up. So 6 days after we posted our last video, we had a freak accident that happened. And to give you the short version of the story, it basically goes like this. My wife and the kids were in here in the garage cleaning up. We were packing things, they were packing things up to send to our donation center here on the property that we were getting rid of, things that we just don't use or can't take with us and we don't want to store. So they were getting things packed up and they were making runs to and from our donation center. My daughter had our dog on a lunge line or on a tie-out line and was pulling him back in. He's a German Shepherd, fairly decent-sized dog, very well behaved. But he loves to run alongside our golf cart. And at the moment my wife and my son were leaving from the house in the golf cart, our German Shepherd took off running after them. My daughter holding the metal cable line with plastic around it. The line flipped over, caught her thumb, and took it off at the knuckle. Brutal little accident. Absolutely nobody's fault. It was a complete freak accident. Nobody expected it, and it was what it was. My daughter was rushed to the hospital. I got a phone call from my wife, drove home from the other side of the property, along with one of my friends, John, who has first aid and emergency first responder experience. We both came to the house. We got here not knowing exactly what to expect, to walk in and see my daughter's thumb barely hanging on, as it had been dislocated. The bone and the skin was, it was 95% separation. Got to the hospital, emergency hand surgery. They could not reattach it. It was too damaged, so my daughter had to have it amputated right about here at the knuckle. She is amazing. I got to tell you, for 15, she is one of the most mature decision makers I have ever met under the age of 25. I think the sheer fact that she walked through those events with the stamina and the confidence and the determination to be okay amazed me. So since that day, we've had doctor's appointments, physical therapy, follow-ups on the surgery, just one-on-one time, mom and her going out, me and her going out, just trying to make sure that not only is she doing well physically, but also emotionally and mentally, that we want to know that she's okay, and that we want her to know that we're here for her. So part of what we had to go through was time setbacks there. Some financial setbacks as we've spent some money on medical bills and doctor's visits. It is what it is. You can't help it. It has to be done. Deductibles have to be met for insurance to pay. It is what it is. So with all that said, we've had some financial setbacks. Now, it doesn't keep us out of our plan. It does hinder it a little bit, but it's no big deal. In the end scheme of things, we still have a successful business. We still have income. We just need to go to plan B. Now, plan B doesn't mean we don't travel. It just means we're going to delay about a week. Originally, we had planned on leaving Christmas Eve and heading to San Diego to visit some friends. I'm just not sure that's going to happen at this point. A couple of the reasons why. Number one, our house is not finished being packed up and separated out yet. And by separated, we have donated items, things we're going to donate to the donation center, things that we're not taking with us. We have garage sale items that we're going to sell that have value to us, that have a stronger financial value, that are going to help us with our trip. And we have storage items, items that are going to go to my brother-in-law's house and be stored while we travel. We still have to do that. I mean, like you can see in my garage here, there's still some items like this guy right here. This beautiful red car still has to be sold. It doesn't have to be, but I'd like for it to be. So, that's one of our items. And it is what it is. So that being said, that's one piece of why we're still behind schedule. Number two is, like I said in the last video, and it still stands true today, is we don't have the trailer yet. We haven't picked it up. We've been driving around. Matter of fact, I finished up my last day of work a week ago here at the children's home. And so we've spent this last week, I've spent it running our other business, meeting with my business partner of our other business, and searching for a trailer. So we just haven't found what we wanted. The ones we found in the range we were willing to spend have been damaged more than we want them to be, and I'm not in a position to spend time repairing. So we're still looking. The third setback is money. It is what it is. Like I said earlier, we had to make some payments on some things that we weren't expecting. We also had some business expenses that came up that I felt were really important to make, and so we made a decision to take from this to give to that. And it was a good choice to do, but it comes with consequences, and part of the consequences being set back on time. Now, again, it doesn't mean we're not going to travel. It just means we're going to have to wait about another week or so. I still have to be out of this home by the end of December. That doesn't have an option for it. There's no, can I pay another month's rent? This home belongs to the company that I worked for. It was a condition of my employment. And now that we are not employed there anymore, we have to move on and make this available to the next person coming in. So we still have to make movements and changes, and we'll do that as time permits. The next thing I wanted to bring up is just letting you know, now that we've talked about what happened, where we're at now, where we're going, we're probably going to skip San Diego. Though I would really love to see some friends we have down there. I may see if I can coordinate that even for a day or two without the RV. We will find out. The future, what's moving forward? Well, there's a couple things. When we leave here, we'll head for Tucson. We're going to be going to visit my mother, my brother, his family, and just kind of catch up for a day or two before we head east. Our ultimate goal is Florida by January 15th for the Tampa Mega RV Show and Rally, which we would love to attend. We think it would be great to share with you the rally and the RV show. We've heard it's a lot of fun. We've done a few small rallies in the past, but this would be a very large one, and we think the RV show would be a great opportunity for us to see the market of RVs that are out there. As the one we're buying now, we're only planning on having until about August. So that's the move forward. The car here, if it doesn't sell, it's going to a shop where we'll start paying for a restoration on it. There's a few things I'd really like to do to it. And if it's going to sit in the garage, it might as well get fixed and cleaned up while it's there. There is still one more thing that we do need to take care of, and that is my wife's horse. Last year, for our 15th anniversary, I bought my wife a beautiful Arabian Thoroughbred horse. That horse lives down in Queen Creek, about a 20-minute drive from us. My wife gets out there when she can to see and ride the horse and spend time with it. But there's a wonderful family who we pay board to, and their amazing daughter takes great care of our horse. And honestly, I don't know if there is a better home for this horse, but she's there right now, and we pay a monthly board. I would prefer not to be paying a monthly board. My wife had made the decision to sell the horse, which I was not going to suggest, nor did I think of, but since it was her idea, I wasn't going to argue with her either. It comes down to, do you spend money to have a horse sitting somewhere that you're not going to use for a couple of years, or would it be better off having her move on to another family? And I'm okay with her moving on to another family, and I think my wife is, and I think it was a good choice on her part. Regardless of what we decide, the horse still has to sell. It hasn't yet, but it is on the market. She is a wonderful horse, and we'll see what happens. So those are some of the things that still need to get accomplished. Going back to my original statement is, I cannot tell you how grateful I am that you've checked out our channel. We really are grateful that you've watched our videos. If you haven't subscribed, we'd be really, really thankful if you would. You can just hit the subscribe button below. If you're not logged into YouTube, it's going to ask you to log in. And just so you know, if you're not familiar, YouTube is owned by Google. Therefore, if you have a Gmail account, all you have to do is sign in with your Gmail account, and you have access to YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so down below. Also, if you look in the description below, you'll find links to our social media pages, including our Facebook page for 18 Summers. With that, I did want to just say again, thank you. We appreciate it. I'm going to try and keep you up to date, and I think starting this weekend, we are going to attempt to get up at least 2 videos per week, possibly more, but I will start on those now as we move forward. I'm grateful for you, and I'm thankful, and I hope you guys have a blessed weekend.